Lil Baby, YTB Fatt, and YFN Lucci. Plenty. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a great episode for you today. Now, I've been saving to talk about this song because I wanted to wait a little bit because I had some other stuff to review. And I said, you know what, since, we're going into, this is kind of the last song review of the week. Then we're going to move into the next week, for Thursday night. But guys, I'm very, very happy that Lil Baby is back making some music. And he's actually making some goddamn bangers. I mean, Lord mighty. It felt like, in 2024 that Lil Baby, after the singles were over, after these, singles that felt massive, that felt big, it just kind of fell apart when the album came out. The album wasn't really hitting like that. So, I hope this album could be a lot better, and these singles are already getting me kind of hyped up for this album. And that could be a really bad thing or a good thing once I check out Lil Baby's fucking album when he, eventually drops it. But let's get into this song, guys. We got a couple of features on here. Lil Baby's not the only rapper on here. But honestly, this is your typical, I guess not your typical, but this is one of these, features where, a rapper's going off doing his thing, a rapper's going off and doing his thing, another rapper's going off doing their thing. It's just this back and forth action that's absolutely happening here. So if you do enjoy this type of sound, you enjoy those elements where, hey, you're able to, have a couple of verses, rap verses. I mean, look, guys, usually with a Lil Baby song, you're going to get a verse, you're going to get a hook, and you're going to get that typical rap hook. I'd much rather prefer that you're going to actually be able to, provide really good quality verses on the flip side than doing this whole verse and hook and verse. And honestly, half the time you don't even get a second verse. You're more like you get a half verse and then the hook comes on and then the song's kind of over. So to get this is definitely a way better in my opinion. So let's get into this song, guys. Let's talk about the beat. I like this beat. This fucking beat is explosive. It sounds goddamn fire. The horns here just sound so good. The 808s are fucking banging in this goddamn song. I mean, Lord goddamn mighty. You could put these 808s at a car stereo, and your car stereo might fucking blow up because that's how good these damn 808s are. The drums, they feel heavy. They feel like they're fucking trap drums. They feel like they got some spice to them. You feel when the drums drop, you feel the explosiveness on this beat. And this is what I mean when I want some good trap production. This right here is some pretty good trap production. There's not many, moments where, the beat has a slight switch up. But you don't even need a slight switch up because that's how fire this beat is. These 808s have its own personality. These trumpets have its own personality. These drums, this bass, all of these elements come together and they absolutely have their own personality on it. And I think that's, way what Lil Baby needs, alright? I'm tired of the same ass fucking beats. I need some shit that's going to, rock my goddamn world, gonna keep the shit going fire. And when you have moments like this where, alright, you got a really fire beat, and then you got the first verse, which is not even Lil Baby, it's YTB Fatt. YTB Fatt actually had a pretty good verse on here, I would say so. I like his beginning flow, I like how he's sounding on this beat, and I like how, as we go down this song, he has these flow switches. Now, it's only one flow switch, and this flow switch, could take some time to get used to if you don't like that type of flow. But, guys, I've, been listening to a lot of Lil Yachty and all that stuff in the future. So I like this type of offbeat flow, but it's not offbeat, it's got this nice rhythm to it. I like this type of flow. Lil Yachty likes to do this type of flow, but YTB Fatt does. It sounds pretty good when you can do it confidently and don't make it sound terrible. It's a pretty good combo in my opinion. And then you get Lil Baby. Lil Baby comes on here and provides a really nice melodic verse. I was a little worried, you know, how Lil Baby was going to sound on here, but Lil Baby absolutely goddamn delivered. Alright, I like the melodic flow. The vocals really match well with the beat, and I like how he's doing all these different flow switches. You know, Lil Baby switches his flow mid-beat on his verse, and it sounds absolutely goddamn fire. So you got those goddamn elements, and then, you know, you got Lil Baby doing this, like, melodic singing switch-up to kind of end off his verse, and I like how he ended off his verse. Now, the other rappers try to do that too. I'm gonna be real. The way they did it did not sound good, but the way Lil Baby did it sounded absolutely fire because his melodic vocals sound really good on this beat. Now, YFN Lucci was pretty okay on here. Definitely the weakest verse out of all three of these guys, you know. Which is a little weird because we have to talk about YTB Fatt again, because he kind of just jumps in here and has another verse, or a really short verse, and then it just kind of cuts off. But we'll get into that after this. Lucy's verse was pretty good. You know, I liked how he sounded. I would just say his flow's a little too stale. I think he could have benefited from having more switch-ups, in my opinion. I feel like the switch-ups really needed to be there, in my opinion. I just don't think, you know, when I listen to the song, you know, I'm looking for something a little bit different. You know, I'm looking for some more flow switches. You know, I'm looking for, you know, a better verse. And I feel like, you know, YFN Lucci did not really provide that. He was okay, sounded good. I didn't like when he tried to copy Lil Baby's part, and when he tried to do that, it just was not hitting at all. And then YTB Fatt comes in here again, and this is where, well, the song might be going on a little too long, because YTB Fatt comes back on this song and just starts rapping off beat. I mean, just painfully off beat. I mean, I was talking about the fun, like, kind of offbeat flow that he did in the beginning, but that still sounded pretty fire. This, though, is just completely offbeat. I mean, he is not even on the beat at all. He is just, like, feels like bro is just like scream rapping, like, fast words out over and over and over again, and then he just kind of closes out and kind of just dips out of the beat. I mean, it was just kind of a weird third half verse, in my opinion. I mean, Lord Almighty. So, honestly, if YTB Fatt would have just stayed in the beginning and not come back on the song, I'd say YTB Fatt had a really good, like, you know, good second verse. You know, I prefer Lil Baby. Lil Baby was my favorite on this song. But YTB Fatt had a pretty good verse. But then he kind of muddied his performance, you know, coming back on here and just, like, sounding offbeat. Not sounding good at all on this beat, and then he tries to do what Lil Baby did, and it just does not sound good. He kind of awkwardly kind of leaves the beat, and it kind of just plays and ends. It was just like, well, man, this song had a lot going for it, but that ending was a little rough. I can't even lie. Look, Lil Baby, you should have just ended the song on your own, because I don't know what they were trying to do. It did not sound that fire at all. Anyways, guys, Lil Baby, YTB Fatt, and YFN Lucci, plenty. I really do enjoy the beat. The beat is absolutely fantastic. I think, you know, Lil Baby killed it on here. I really like how he's sounding. This is the Lil Baby I want. You know, if you're going to do the melodic rap stuff, really rap your ass off. Really provide some value in that equation. And then, you know, YTB Fatt, I think you should probably stop rapping off beat. It might help you out a little bit. And then YFN Lucci, he was okay at best. But honestly, YFN Lucci is one of those, I guess, rappers where I'm just like, man, you sound too much the same as 100 different other rappers that are already out doing their thing. Probably doing it better. So, yeah. Features were a little disappointing, but I like how Lil Baby sounded on here. Plenty overall is going to get, it's going to get a, honestly, you know, if it wasn't for the ending, if the ending was just as strong as the beginning, I would give this track a pretty good high score rating. But I'm going to have to, you know, keep it real with y'all. You know, you mess up in the end, that's how the score is going to reflect. Because, you know, a song needs to be good in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. And when you fuck up a little bit of those elements, you fuck up the flow of the song. So 7 out of 10 is what I'm going to be giving this song. Plenty's going to be giving it a 7 out of 10. Let me know, guys. Did y'all love this song? Did y'all hate this song? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow. Turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And I will see y'all later. You have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye. Halloween season is coming up. We are going to be doing some Halloween content, alright? You know, some Halloween music reviews. So get ready for that, guys. That'll be coming up once, you know, we get to our Music Friday. I can't wait for New Music Friday, guys, because that's going to be on Halloween. And, you know, it makes sense for Halloween. We'll be reviewing all kinds of stuff that comes out. So make sure y'all follow the show. That'll be coming very, very soon, before y'all even expect it. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.